Never does.
No.
Welcome into Jersey Chasers, guys. Christy and I are back. We got a hell of a show for you. We do. We do. First off, thank you guys for watching, for listening here on Inside Edge Network. Please follow us on at Inside Network on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm sorry I can't speak today. My first day back at work. But we also have a network sponsor, Alley Rose Fragrances. Guys, we were telling you about them last week. Use the code InsideEdgeNet20 for 20% off your order. And it can be buildable with other discounts. Christy, how was your weekend?
Weekend was okay. Actually, last night better because the kids came over with the grandbabies, so I got my grandbaby snuggles, and it was just. I love when my kids all come over and hang out. And yeah, how about you? How you doing? How was your weekend?
I had a good birthday weekend. I did go. I didn't go on my birthday to get Korean barbecue. I had a good birthday, but I went a couple days later, went on Valentine's Day. But no, it was a good weekend. It was a sports filled weekend. It was our first weekend without football until July. July. Until July. We got a lot of stuff going on. So much stuff. We
It's
got
too
a
long.
Browns.
I mean, we have the
Uh
UFL starting in March on the 29th
March, April,
at 8
yeah.
p.m. But
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
there's so much. Let's get started with
StreamYard's screwing with me on this end. Sorry.
no, you're fine. Look, hey, screws with us every week. But let's start with the NBA All-Star Game. The NBA All-Star Game this weekend happening in Los Angeles, California at the newly renovated, well, newly built Inuit Dome, home of the Clippers. The game, I just hate. I'm sorry, I hate the NBA All-Star Game. It's so stupid. But they tried a new format. So the game was featuring the USA versus the world. It was at nearly 10 million viewers while watching the game, which is the largest amount since 2011. The MVP, well,
Hmm,
the
That's pretty good.
MVP for the Stars was Anthony Edwards. And Victor Wembanyama scored the most points with 33 points and 8 rebounds. And I'm just so bored with the All-Star game. Honestly, I'm checked out of the NBA All-Star game. They did the events. It was literally Saturday, like at like maybe 6 o'clock. And I looked at my phone and I
Yeah.
was like, what? Why are they doing the like all these different things so far? Like what? You got Damian Lillard winning the three-point
It was
contest, but
like,
he hasn't played a game this season. Like, huh?
yeah,
What are you
I
talking
fell
about?
asleep during that. I had it on, but I fell asleep during it. I woke up literally when they were announcing the winner.
Yeah. You had a dunk contest that was whatever it is. Honestly, I feel like the NBA All-Star game used to be like a highlight. It used to be like a you must sit down, you must watch this. This is must see TV. And I'm going to just say it hasn't been must see TV for almost 10 years. Would you agree with me?
Ooh, burn. I mean, I've never been big on basketball, but if I can fall asleep during it, it's got to be pretty bad.
Yeah, it was just so much happening. But yeah, we had a player who's not even playing in the league right now. Literally winning All-Star games. He's injured. Damian Lillard, he's injured. He signed a I didn't even know he was back in Portland. You know how checked out on the NBA I am that I didn't even know he went back to Portland? Like but that's not even
That's
that's
pretty
not even
bad.
the biggest thing. That's not even the biggest thing that happened in the NBA this weekend. So the NBA this weekend during All-Star game had another had just like a bunch of controversies. But the biggest controversy that happened this weekend is Kevin Durant got exposed once again for having a burner account. So if you guys don't know this, Kevin Durant back in the day, I'm gonna say this was almost 10 years ago. Like, why is this happening again? Almost 10 years ago, he got exposed for having a burner Twitter account. Then he came on his Twitter account, was like, yeah, that's me. I don't care, whatever. And he started still going back and forth with people. So this weekend, it was exposed that he has another burner account. And instead of it being like, oh, I'm talking shit to fans about me, he's talking shit about former teammates. He was talking shit about Devin Booker, and the account's name was Get Higher 77. And he was also in group chats. It, I just, why do you need a burner account?
Shameless.
Like, what's the problem?
Like, don't they pay all that money to be verified? Just be unverified.
Yeah, he was asked about it and he said, "I know you've got to ask me these questions, but I'm not going to get into Twitter nonsense. I'm just here to focus on the season and keep it pushing." And then he was asked about his teammates' response to the now second burner scandal. He says, "My teammates know what it is. We've been locked in the whole season. We've enjoyed our break, had a great practice today. Looking forward to this road trip." Sir, you have a burner account talking shit about your teammates. What are you talking about?
Like I said, it would have been safer for him to just be a non-verified, even if he used his real name. It was non-verified. People would never think that it was him. I mean, you know how many stupid fan accounts are out there? Put Kevin Durant and then his, basketball jersey number, and nobody's going to know that that's actually him because it's not verified. Like, I mean, like, dude's got to be smart. Well, this is why us women make better detectives than men.
And do you know, like, literally how it was found out is because it followed NBA commentators and fans of the Nets, because this is all the teams he played for: the Nets, the Suns, the Thunder, and the Warriors. It followed fans from all four of those teams. And then
So it's like
and
6
then there
degrees of separation. Like they're connecting the
Mhm.
red lines, string
And then
lines.
apparently the header image was an owl that Kevin Durant posted on his public accounts.
Oh,
I, I
I mean,
genuinely just
yeah.
like
You know what? Makes sense. It does. Doesn't it? When you think about it.
it's just so it's so stupid. It's so stupid. But we got some like quick NBA news. So the Kings, Deonta Sabonis and Zach LaVine are out for the season. Kyrie Irving is out for the season once
Oh,
again. Joel Embiid will be out. Like I'm sorry, but the NBA right now, like
yeah, I'm yawning. We gotta switch the subject. I'm yawning.
it's okay. It's okay. Let's switch over to the NFL. So again, first weekend without the NFL, but there is some big news on the NFL. The Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks the family of the late owner Paul Allen is actually selling the team.
Yep.
So this was his wishes. He wanted the team to be sold and the funds to be given to charity. And I think that is probably the best story of the
Oh, yeah.
sports landscape right now.
Yeah, and the
Christy, what do you think?
NFL is actually, like, forcing the sell now because he passed away a couple of years ago, didn't he?
I think he passed
And
away fairly recently.
or
It's
maybe it was a
been yeah,
couple months ago is what I
it's been within the last like
but,
couple it's been a lot, yeah. Because
okay.
he
I
also
knew it was
owned the
recent because I had heard the
Trailblazers.
story when they were talking about the Super Bowl and stuff that the NFL is actually going to force the family to sell the team now that the Super Bowl is done and over with. I guess they weren't gonna make them do it before, the game, but now that the game is over, so but, Tyreek Hill is, no longer a Miami Dolphin. Did you hear about that big news?
Yes, I heard he was released from the Dolphins. He's not even the biggest story. Eh, after he got injured and the whole divorce drama and the 10 kids and all of this stuff, okay, bye. I'm just so sick of these guys getting away with it. Well, speaking of Tyreek Hill, let's talk about his no, they weren't ever teammates, right? Him and Rasheed Rice were never teammates. Were they?
I don't think so.
No. So, Rasheed Rice of the Kansas City Chief, his ex-girlfriend, Dakota Nicole Jones. The way her name is spelled is crazy. I've never seen Dakota spelled this way. It's spelled Dacoda. Dakota. She is the ex-girlfriend of Rasheed Rice, and she accused him of choking, strangling, scratching, and hitting and headbutting her between December 2023 and July 2025. She filed a lawsuit in Dallas this Wednesday, and the lawsuit says Rasheed Rice continued to repeatedly assault Dakota Jones over the course of their relationship. She has two children with him, and
Ah,
she
jeez.
said most of the abuse occurred while she was pregnant and during bleeding, swelling, bruising, and other pain and physical injury to her neck, face, mouth, arms, legs, chest, and shoulder. And she also alleges that other violent abusive behaviors occurred while Rice was throwing things at her and punching walls and breaking furniture. She is seeking more than $1 million in damages, and the Chiefs released a statement that says the club is aware and remains in communication with the NFL.
Wow. Some real winners out there, ladies. And good for
I
you for sticking with them. Like,
I just the NFL has had a problem, but I wanna bring up photo, a lovely photo from this season that I
uh-oh.
think um really really encapsulates everything that happened, because we don't really talk about the Kansas City Chiefs and what they did, because this was the most egregious thing that I remember that they did this season. I gotta put it up here. I gotta put it up here
Uh-oh.
because it is one of
This
the
is why StreamYard's having a hard time with us because you've got something in the background that you're waiting to put up.
no, y'all. This was a shirt. This was a real shirt that was worn this season. This was a
Yeah.
real shirt. This was after this man was in a car
Worn by
accident.
Travis.
He was in a car accident, and the reason why he did not play in the first 4 games of the season is because he was able to luckily like evade serious
Run.
charges, but he was like they literally wore the shirt. They all wore the shirt. That's just even what makes it even worse. They all wore this shirt. Like what are we doing? Like what are we doing here?
Well, I heard recently that Ben Roethlisberger, and I should have looked this up more before I start talking about this, but Ben Roethlisberger was on a podcast recently, and evidently he started to not talk so kindly about teammates and one of his coaches at the time. And one of his former teammates came back saying that he is a horrible human being and he should not be opening his mouth about anybody. So
Yes.
I'm hoping that that confrontation is actually going to gain some steam. I would
Okay,
love
so
that. I would love to see it play out.
I have a little inside news because my dad and my brother are both
Yeah.
Steelers fans. So and I followed the Steelers for a very long time when I was in high school. Everything that Joey Porter said about Ben Roethlisberger is 100% true. Ben Roethlisberger was a terrible teammate. He was an awful teammate. He used to have a radio show in Pittsburgh. So like you know how like NCAA coaches have like their coaches show like during the season, he had that. So he would go on his radio show and he would talk shit about his teammates. And I'm gonna just say this: there are a lot of people in the world that don't have like that have good things to say about Ben Roethlisberger. I've heard more bad than good. I've heard way more bad about him than good. Like way more.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't just Ben Roethlisberger. It was also James Harrison. Like James Harrison came out and was like, "Yeah, I respected Coach Cowher more than Mike Tomlin," and it's like, what are you talking about? Like Bill Cowher cut you like 3 times. Like you were playing in Cincinnati, and then you went back to Pittsburgh, and Mike Tomlin saw something in you, and you won 2 Defensive Player of the Years. You won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about? Like, I genuinely
Some
don't
of
like
these
these
men are
people.
ungrateful.
They are so terrible. They are so awful. Like
Yeah.
men are just crazy. They're crazy people. They're awful people. Let's quickly touch on some Browns news real quick. The Browns are hiring Mike Ruttenberg as defensive coordinator. Christy, how you feel about the pickup?
Hey, this guy has the easiest job in the whole NFL. He just doesn't have to change anything. Go in, tell the guys keep doing what they're doing, and let them, let Schlesinger keep calling plays. You'll be fine. He'll be fine. I am so excited about going into this next season. I can't tell you. Like, I have not been this excited in years. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so excited about going into this season. So, defensive coordinator, like I said, I didn't care who it was. He's got a pretty impressive background, but he's got the easiest job. Go in there, don't touch anything.
Yeah, there's
Look, but
only
don't touch.
yeah, look but don't touch. There's only a couple more pieces of Browns news. For some reason, Joel Batonio and Denzel Ward are now apparently on the release block, which I could see Joel Batonio more than Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward has been pretty damn good in the almost 10 years, but even then, I don't
He
understand.
didn't get a
Look,
concussion last year.
hey, we are in that
Like, for the
lovely
first
spot.
season since I think he started playing
Yeah,
for us, he did not get a concussion. I didn't hear that one. I'm
yeah,
upset
it's
about that one. That one is that's the first I'm hearing of this, so that is why I'm so vocal about this right now. The Batonio one, yeah, big deal. But I am gonna miss. Who is it? Well, isn't Teller? Did Teller say he's leaving?
no, I don't see that Wyatt Teller is leaving. I've heard no news. Honestly, like since the Super Bowl, I really haven't heard any news about the Browns. But I
This
was
was in
again,
BFO. Hold on.
yeah. Was
I
it
gotta look
another
because yeah, Teller's gone.
is he retiring?
He released a statement. Cleveland, I wish things were different, and this is hard to put into words. When Buffalo traded me to Cleveland 7 years ago, I could have never imagined how much the city would mean to me. Ultimately, the Browns took a chance on me, and that changed the trajectory of my life forever. To the most loyal fans in the NFL, I hope you all know that you have made a mark on my family's life forever. I proposed to Carly on the 50-yard line at the stadium, brought our first home here, and proudly welcomed both of our babies into the world in Cleveland. I've made friendships and connections on the way, off and on the field that will last far beyond the game of football. Our family is so blessed and grateful for everyone in Northeast Ohio who has supported us and loved us in the past 7 years. While we are excited and looking forward to what the future may hold, Cleveland will always have a special place in our hearts. As always, go Browns. With love and pancakes, Wyatt Teller, number 77. I'm not going to get another Christmas card from them now, and I'm sad. So yeah, Teller, that was kind of a shock to me. Wow. And Denzel, like I said, I hadn't heard that one yet. Of course, Chief, we knew he's looking. I think Chief is out there looking, and he's not going to get what he wants. So yeah, he might go somewhere, but if he's smart, he'll take the pay cut and stay with us, because I'm excited about next year. But yeah, so we got quite a few players that are.
Yeah. I honestly, again, like I said, it's that first week after the Super Bowl, so you have a lot of players kind of like getting released, kind of a lot of news coming out. Also Stephon Diggs was arraigned this week for charges. I forgot to mention that he was arraigned this week after Cardi B allegedly broke up with him. But we'll continue. I promise you guys, we're gonna get happier. We're gonna get happier. I promise you. I promise you. Let's get to some Guardians news. I'm gonna hit on this real quick, like tiny quick, because right after our show, we have a whole Guardians preview show coming up with myself, Double A Anthony Alford, Rob Rozicki, Eli Moon, and Chad Bryan here at 10 o'clock on Inside Edge Network. Tune in right after the show. It's going to be like an hour in between, so please tune in. But Guardians news real quick before we get to the Olympics, before we get to all the good stuff. Our current medal count as of February 18th, 2026. The Olympics ends February 22nd. So we only got 4 days. Yeah, 4 days left. The United States is currently in third with 24 medals. Italy is in second with 26, and Norway is in first with 33. Norway having 15 gold medals, 8 silvers, and 10 bronzes. Italy has 9 golds, 9 golds, 5 silvers, 12 bronzes, and the U.S. has 7 golds, 11 silver, 6 bronze. But yeah, I'm gonna update you guys. So we have like a big match coming up. We got USA Canada in women's hockey. Shout out Layla Edwards, who has been doing the damn thing in women's hockey. So USA Canada is going to be your match up, and everybody is excited. It's the gold medal game. Sweden and Switzerland is the bronze medal game. The US is 4-0 in play, and they have been dominating. US men's hockey team just beat Sweden today in the quarterfinals off a Quinn Hughes overtime goal. We got an update on Lindsey Vonn. She actually broke her leg. Which is crazy. After she had a really scary fall on the mountain after she tore her ACL and tried to make a comeback, but she broke her leg. Ilya Malin, the quad god, came in a whopping 8th place. 8th place.
Did not land that quad.
He was not on his best.
Yeah.
It's been a very weird Olympics. We've had some first time Olympians. Of course, we've had the big controversy. So I know last week we talked about the French ice dancing team. The what did I call them? I forgot what I called them. But it got worse. It got worse with them. So after the show, well, after the medals came out and after everything happened, the scores were released. So you could
Mhm.
see the judges' score sheets for everybody. Everybody had Evan Mock and Bates. They had them like in the top. They
Yep.
were number one. The only country that had the Nightmare French team in number one was France. The only country that had that team at number one and would put them
By
over
7
the edge.
points, I heard, like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was so bad, so bad, so bad, so bad, so
Yeah,
bad.
like, why are you gonna do that? Yeah, why are you gonna do that to Olympics? Like, the Olympics are now tainted, like, and the Americans so graciously decided not to challenge it.
I
Um,
think they should have.
you know, I think they should have too, but I don't the American skaters wanted the world to look at them like, "Oh, they're complaining because they didn't get the gold." And oh, America's stomping their feet, they're having a fit. Like, I think that that's the way that they were trying not to be viewed. So I get why they didn't challenge it, and they know, the whole world knows that they technically won.
Yeah.
So the color of the medal doesn't matter in that case. The evidence is there. They should have won. That's all there is to it. So why go through the process and make a big ordeal? Like I said, stomp our feet. Just whatever. Let them have it. They want to cheat. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. So yeah, we had that.
It's sad though.
Alyssa Liu. Yeah, it's really sad. Alyssa Liu, she had a short program. She's in third last night. So I know it's the women's program. And it's not ice dancing for the women, it's just figure skating. It's so strange. It's such a weird thing. I had to learn the difference between ice dancing and figure skating. So she will be competing this week as well. Chloe Kim came in second, and honestly, that was one of the sweetest stories. She came in second to the Korean snowboarder. Chloe fell somewhere on her run, but the
Yeah.
Korean
It
snowboarder.
was it was her third run.
Mhm.
And it
But
looked like a hard fall too. I watched it. I was like, "Oh my gosh."
and look, she had already come back from a torn labrum. So she was already working with some injuries too. But the sweet story is that she actually
Yep.
trained and took the gold medal winning snowboarder under her arm. And like she was Chloe's protege. And I think that's so sweet. I think one of the good things about this Olympics that's
Yeah.
so vastly different from the Summer Olympics is that everybody here is just happy to be here. Everybody's just happy to be here. Are they all
Yeah.
insane? Are
I
they all
mean,
competing in
it
insane sports?
yeah.
Mhm. They're just happy to be here.
Well, but if you look at some of the sports, you could feel the rivalry. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, there's always tension with ice skating, but the snowboarders and the skiers, they were all just, like, so happy to come flying down the hills, and, that's what the Olympics should be, congratulating not just your teammates that are doing the same thing as you, but also the teammates from other countries that are out there putting in the work like you are. And I love seeing, like, there was I think an ice skating duo that they were the first time the country had won a medal in the Winter Olympics ever.
Mhm. We've had a lot of that this
And
year.
I was like,
We've had a
"Oh
lot.
my," so happy for them because the country never won a medal in its whole entire existence, and now these kids won the medal for their country. They're gonna be legends forever, you know? It's just
Yeah.
the Olympics make me emotional.
Yeah, it's been a crazy Olympics. Like I said, y'all, it's we are in that lovely spot of sports where it's like it's dragging. It's dragging.
It
But
sucks. It
luckily,
sucks.
pitch yeah, it really does. Pitchers and catchers reported this week, so we got some more stuff. But let's move over to some pop culture news. Christy, let's
Yes.
talk about the pop culture
Let me
news, the
let
thing
me
that
close my door
everybody
real
has
quick.
been
Hold on
talking
one
about.
second.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so okay. My
Let's talk
husband got
about
home.
it.
He started being loud.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Oh, America's Next Top Model. Okay, I'll go first because I actually watched the series when it came out, when it started in 2003. Now, I'm not sure which month it came out in 2003, but I was on bed rest for a lot of the beginning of 2003 because I was pregnant with my daughter. And then I had her in July, late July. So, and I love reality TV. It started with The Real World. I love that. I used to love Big Brother. Big Brother I'm so over it. But anyway, so I watched America's Next Top Model when it first came out and I loved it. And when we watched it when it first came out, there was a couple things that you were like, "Ooh, oh,
Mm-hmm.
did she do that? Oh, did they do that?" But like, I guess during the pandemic, and they said during their docu-series when they revisited and talked to all the hosts from America's Next Top Model and some of the models, that during the pandemic, a lot of people started binge watching it, which we couldn't do back
Mm-hmm.
then because we didn't have that type of access. And because things have changed a lot in our society, a lot of the challenges that Tyra put these girls through were completely inappropriate. A lot of things happen on the show that wouldn't happen today because of the fact there are so many lawyers and safeties in place to protect these women that are going on these shows and men. We saw it happen with Below Deck. Uh, one of the couples was drunk, one of the girls went to bed, the other guy tried following her in there, and production stepped in and stopped it. And he was eventually released. And I think that he got off easy that way. Um, but I was talking with Autumn about it the whole time I was watching it. And what were your thoughts? I mean, I'm completely upset with Tyra's kind of like she always puts everything off. She didn't take really accountability for anything, you know?
Hmm. Okay. So first of all, I was checking um something very so we kind of got some breaking news real quick. I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk about it, but we got some breaking news real quick. I promise I'm gonna talk about this. You remember how we were talking about Sharon Moore from Michigan a while ago and his whole thing? So
Yeah,
ap-
right.
apparently this was released. Apparently, a judge ruled in favor of Moore to possibly dismiss criminal charges that were tied to the case involving him. Um, because there may have been some due process violations, and it's coming out that Shriver's the Paige Shriver, her lawyer may or may not have lied. So I, that just came out. That just came out. That was literally just released. But I'm gonna talk about American Next Top Model. Such a swing, such a swing. This is why I love this show, Christy. I'm gonna tell you something funny. So it
I must have
froze
been
for a
frozen looking
minute.
pretty funny.
Your face was hilarious as it froze.
Oh, great. Great. That's why every time it starts like freezing up or it looks like it's gonna freeze up, I'm trying to like stop like moving so I don't look bad. I need to
Yeah.
text
Okay.
Dominic
So,
and have him turn the Wi-Fi off.
oh no, you're fine. Okay. So let's talk about it. I I was okay. So I was 8 when the show premiered. Ironically enough, I was 8, and I
Yeah.
didn't watch the first season, but I watched from seasons. I was a regular, like a regular watcher from season 2 to season 10. So for what, 8 years, I was a regular watcher of America's Next Top
Yeah.
Model. I was excited for every season. I knew every girl's name. I loved all the challenges. Like it became like appointment television for me. So a lot of the models I wasn't really okay, so I wasn't really surprised with a lot of the stories. The only story that I was genuinely like gobsmacked at was Shandy. So if in the so in the documentary, I'm gonna spoiler,
Yes.
spoiler, spoiler, spoiler.
Yeah.
In the documentary, they interview Shandy. So Shandy actually has one of the most memorable scenes in America's Next Top Model history. And the girls of season 2, this was the season that where the budget was like upped. They had a budget. Season 1 they didn't have a budget. Season 2 they got a budget.
Yeah.
The girls were in Milan. It was the start of once it got to like I think it's the top was it top 6? The top 6 girls would go to a different country every year.
Yeah, they end up going to Milan for, like, almost the last challenge, second to last challenge,
Mhm.
something like that, you know? So, it
Yeah,
was
so
they had been together for quite a while. They had all been sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no. You're at yeah, so the girls all go to Milan. And this is like every year they would have a challenge, and I think this was like this wasn't the start of it, but every year they would have a challenge with male models. And Shandy, I literally remember this. I remember her, like, I remember them, like, the whole in the hot tub, making out in her bed, making out. And then the next day, calling her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's like, oh, no, honey, no, what did you do? And him crying and her crying. Come to find out that that is not what happened. So Shandy said that she was in Milan. She had drank 2 bottles
Yep.
of wine. Everybody was kind of just around. The male model and her didn't hook up. It was actually sexual assault. And that production cameras rolled the entire time. And then she didn't know what
Yep.
happened. And then it was framed to her that she cheated, which is why she called her boyfriend. She said that she never watched the scene years later. She was shown the scene when Tyra brought in girls from seasons past to do like a Where Are They Now on her talk show because Tyra had a talk show at the time. And then Shandy, I remember I remember her Where
Mhm.
Were They Now because they always used to do like a follow-up special after the season. And then they did one through VH1, and she was like saying on this one that she got back together with her boyfriend, but it was the public pressure. She was like, people would be walking down the street and they would see them together and they would call her a whore, a slut, and they would like berate her essentially for being with her boyfriend. And it just got to the point where she was like, we got to break up. The most heartbreaking part was when she said she still worked at Walgreens. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like like a lot of the other stuff, like I already knew
Hopefully
that the
she's
girls
manager by now.
yeah, I hope she manager too. If you still the cashier girl, no. No, no, no. But I knew about the girls not being able to book jobs because I don't know if you remember Renee. Do you remember Renee
Yeah.
from the Jasleen season? Do you know what happened to her?
No, but I did follow A Curry for the longest time. And actually she tweeted me, which was so exciting. When she tweeted me, I was like, oh my god, Adrian Curry. Like she's like the first celeb to like tweet me back or like react to something. I don't remember. But anyway, she was like super cool about it. But no, I remember besides doing the My Fair Brady and marrying Peter Brady,
Yeah.
she did not have a successful modeling career either, like she thought she was going to. And now she's living in the mountains, Montana with her husband, and she doesn't wear makeup and she let her hair go gray and she looks like she's doing amazing.
Yeah, Adrian
But
is
that's the only one I
so
really followed.
yeah, she was the first winner, but Renee was in, I think it was it
Yeah.
cycle 6? Cycle 6? Yeah. And it was the season where they ended up in China. Yes, they ended up in China and
Okay.
Jaslyn was the winner. Renee was top 3. It was, I remember, because the other girl, the girl who came in second, she was like Russian, but she was very weird. I remember her. But Renee actually, like, after the show, like, went on a
Yeah.
full downward spiral. She like got hooked on drugs really bad. She ended up in a police standoff. She broke into somebody's garage and she was high on meth and was in a police standoff. So she was arrested, taken to jail. I think she was in jail for a bit, but she's out of jail. She looks completely different. Like homegirl's lesbian now. Like completely different, but they interviewed her while she was in jail and she was like, people don't understand that the stigma of top model would not get anyone jobs because they were not seen as models. They were seen as reality TV stars. Now, some of them took that and
Mhm.
said, okay, you want to do classify me as reality TV star? Great. I'm going to just reroute it. Because you
Yeah,
had,
Joni.
yeah,
When I
you've
saw her
had,
again in the docuseries, I was like, "Where do I know her from?" Like, besides Top Model. Like, she looked familiar recently, and I was just like, "Yeah, I know her." Then she's like, "Yeah, I do a remodeling show." And I'm like, "That's yep."
yeah, I mean, of course, you had Eva Marcel.
So,
She was a season 3 winner. She has been an actress. She's been on Real Housewives. Like, she's been doing things for a while. You had Yaya from that season. Also, she's also a very successful actress now as well. You've had plenty of girls be successful, but I think what this documentary wanted to show you is that, like, while there are the Evas and the Yayas and the Winnie Harlows and the very successful people, there are still the other people who the show kind of like used to get to where it is because it's one of those things where I watched this and I was like, Tyra Banks is a demon. Like I said that. I was like, she was a demon. But then I was also watching it and being like, the judges, they were pissing me off too. Nigel really was pissing me off because he was just like, yeah, but that was the times. That's what we were going through. That's the times. I'm like, yeah, those were the times, but you have a
yeah,
chance to now reflect on on like things. You don't have to sort of like be like, oh, well, that was the time. Like,
yeah,
no. Say it was a really shitty thing. We did really shitty stuff. We said really shitty things. Let's move on from it. And then to end it all, for Tyra to
right.
be like, oh, I want to bring it back. Why? Why would you want to bring this show back? Nothing about the show like was empowering or helped
Because she needs to make
anybody.
money.
Like, girl, like please stop.
She
Like
needs money.
my heart broke for Danielle when Danielle was like, she was like, I lived in a model house, and one of my closest friends in the model house became a top model. And she was like, she couldn't get booked for years. She finally started getting jobs and she confronted Tyra about it. And Tyra was like, yeah, I knew. Like, I knew. Like, what do you mean you tell me you knew I didn't get no jobs
Mhm.
because of you? Like, oh, she's a demon. But overall,
Yep.
yeah, it was 3 episodes of just like, what is going on? Like, this
Yeah,
show
thanks,
is
boss.
insane. The show was just nuts.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's
It
move on.
it was sad because I would have liked to have remembered it how I had originally watched it. But oh
I'm
well.
just I'm just so disappointed because I'm like, this was a documentary
So, what else we
for
got to talk about now that StreamYard's really screwing with us? It told me my live streams on not on my Facebook anymore.
it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna
Stream-
we're gonna push through this. We're gonna push through this. Love Island All Stars.
we're trying. We always
Love
do.
Island All Stars. Um.
Yes.
Okay, Christy, where are you on Love Island All Stars?
Okay. So the boys went and played soccer. The girls got their calls. Lucinda has been validated by many, many parents and friends and siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And Belle's pissed about it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me explain. Belle was originally everybody felt for Belle because of the situation that happened with the American Villa and how Sean quickly moved away from her to Lucinda. But then she came in and tried to do the same thing to Leanne by trying to steal Scott. Scott has made it very clear that he does not feel that way about Belle. Him and Leanne were
Wait,
kind
wait,
of
wait,
on the
wait, wait, wait,
rocks.
wait. Hold on. You got to
Oh,
back
you're not
up
at that
because
part.
you got to explain. Like, Belle was actually friends with Leanne,
Mm-hmm.
like good friends. They were tight.
Okay, I'm gonna just say
So
this:
for
them UK
Belle to
girls ain't
do that,
friends. They're not friends. They're not friends.
they were acting like it in there for a little bit.
None of these girls are friends. Whitney is not
Um,
Leanne's friend. Leanne is not friends with Whitney. Belle is no one's friend. Lucinda is still trying to rage bait everybody.
right?
Like you cannot. I'm sorry. I will never, ever, ever like Lucinda. Like you could never get me to like that lady. Like like I saw her on Love Island games. You could never get me to like her. But yeah, so Scott and Leanne currently like kind of on the rocks a little bit. But Belle is trying to swoop in and she's trying to get her stuff off. Did you get to the heart rate challenge yet?
Oh yeah, I'm past that. Hurricane Belle,
Yeah,
and oh, join me in the hurricane. He said.
it was
That's
so
very screwed up.
essentially. Yeah, it's okay. Belle is genuinely making everybody's life a living hell in that villa. So now we're at a point in the villa where Belle is still defensive. Scott wants Leanne, and Lucinda and Sean are somehow still together. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Whitney's nobody's friend. Like, it's just nuts. So I'm gonna give you guys a little spoiler.
She's
They
too busy
do,
charging it.
yeah. Share, girl, hilarious. When she was like, charge it, charge it. She was like, that's all you gotta say is just charge it. Like, girl, I'm sick of it. I love Cher. I thought she got a raw end of the deal. She got stuck with that redhead. It's okay. I know redheads are terrible, but I know that tonight's challenge from the episodes that you're probably going to watch is a hybrid version of the Twitter challenge.
Yeah.
So, if you guys don't know what the Twitter challenge is on Love Island USA, they take a bunch of Twitter comments and they put
Okay, I am
them in
so
like a
glad I
game.
can't hear you right now, and it's on my screen because I don't want you to ruin it for me anyway.
They put them in a game and then they like reveal it. So they decided to do that, but they kind of said this
A
is what the
game.
viewers. Yeah, no, they kind of say, "Oh, these are the questions that the viewers want to ask." It's very interesting, but they do address Hurricane Bill. Just wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. I'm ready. Wrap it up. I'm wrap it up. All right, how you feel?
Yeah, because I didn't hear. I heard they're gonna play a game, and I was like,
I'm so sick of this season already. I'm like, we're at
I
the point where
just
I'm like,
I'm gonna hold on. Oh, you're talking about wrapping up. All Stars. I thought you were talking about wrapping up this because it's.
No. I'm talking about All Stars. Christy, it's okay. It's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
hating life right now.
Let's do some quick check-ins. The Valley season 3, the trailer was released today. The
Right.
show will release on April 1st. We talked a little bit about off screen about the Valley Persian edition. I think it's okay. I don't think it's the greatest thing. I think shows trying to get off the like ground for the first season still struggles a little bit. But
Yeah.
it's all right. It's all right. I'm just honestly, I'm bored by reality TV right now, except for Summer House. I watch Summer House. Baby, Amanda hates Kyle, and I'm living for it. She hates that man, which she should. She hates that man, and she's calling him on his bull. So, I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her.
I wish I watched
But
it, but I know it started like 50 billion seasons ago.
yes. So, let's talk about this show right here. So,
Oh,
Alicia,
the ending of the Housewives being on their cruise from hell.
and Alicia
There
and
was,
Ben make up, but
I think they showed a lot
she,
more of Mary's personality than the Housewives show actually shows of her personality,
mm-hmm,
which is sad because she went off on Meredith quite a few times.
which she should. Meredith is a nightmare.
Not a good friend.
She's not a good friend. We talked about this. We talked
Mary
about
told
this.
her she is not a good friend.
Yeah. But Alicia and Chef Ben, they do make up, luckily. I've never seen Ben apologize ever in his how many years on this franchise, so I was very surprised. But they do bring in
But she
another.
still didn't wanna be in the like, she wanted to be in a different department. She didn't wanna help him anymore.
Mhm.
So now they're gonna move her to be a stew, and they're bringing
Mhm.
in little Barbie supermodel that speaks
let's
7 different
let's
languages that
let's
Ben's
talk
already
about
tried to
Ellie.
hit on. And
Let's talk about Ellie.
immediately in the trailer for next week, he calls her honey, and she does not like that.
Let me tell you about Ellie. Ellie made me want to jump through my screen and punch her in the face. Ellie was on not this past season of Below Deck Med, but she was on the previous season. She was under Aisha.
Right.
She was the second stew, right? Yes, she was second stew. Ellie undermined Aisha at every single turn. I promise you, like every single turn that Aisha couldn't even like breathe, and Ellie would be like, but no, Aisha." It was so bad. So to bring her in to be the sous chef is crazy. Like just nuts. But
Well, she
I
said
can't
she'd be
wait.
willing to do anything for Captain Jason. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, cuz she will undermine Ben at every single turn. Like she does not care for authority. She thinks that she is the boss, and we already see her arguing with Daisy. Daisy is not Aisha. Aisha will push back a little bit, and but Aisha's like not as like she's hands on, but she's not as hands on. Like she's not gonna get into an argument with you because she doesn't have to.
Mhm.
Daisy will cuss you out. Daisy don't care.
Right.
Daisy will cuss you out and then keep doing her job. She do not
Just, "Oh,
care.
Mike, no, right away." She was like, "Er," when Mike said something to her. She put a no, stop to that real quick.
Yes. But yeah, it's guys, it's shows right now are not hitting like they are. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm bored. Let's talk about it. I'm bored.
Yeah.
These couples are boring.
I don't even remember their names except for Alex, the soccer player.
Like I'm so bored. And like it's not even
Yeah.
like y'all, I'm telling you, people from Ohio, men from Ohio are unhinged. These men are not unhinged, but it's like they are unhinged, but they aren't unhinged. And
They're just
I'm
boring.
bored. I'm bored.
They're boring.
You got you got people, I'm so sick of the why does Love Island do this? Not Love Island, Love is Blind. I'm sorry. Stop getting self-hating people. You got a biracial man who's saying that he don't date black women. You got an Asian woman who clearly doesn't like her race. Stop casting these people. It's so uncomfortable when you have to watch them on screen. It's like clearly they don't like themselves. And then stop going on Love is Blind if you don't like people of other races. Like stop going on Love is Blind. I'm begging y'all.
Yeah.
Please stop. Please.
Yeah.
Because you're ruining the
If you're not
experience
going to
for
be
other
completely
people.
blind to going on Love is Blind, don't go on Love is Blind. You're ruining the whole experiment for the rest of us that want to watch it.
Literally, you're
Because you know
ruining
the premise
the
of it. Stop trying to
the
figure out
premise.
their names or stop trying to figure out their ethnicity by their names and how they talk. Like they should have
And
to speak through the Masked Singer voice box. That's what they should have to
yeah,
speak through. So then they
it's
would
just
all sound like this. They would all sound silly.
like it's like
And you have to get their
you
narrative
like
personalities.
they can't. I promise you, they stop asking each other. You like your race. I'm begging you, stop. Like I'm begging you. It's ruining the show. The reason why the show in the first season was so good is because everybody truly was there to fall in love. Truly. I'm not saying that these
Yeah.
people aren't here to fall in love, but if you know that if you as a biracial black man only date white women, don't go on a show where you could possibly fall in love with a black woman. If you as an Asian woman
Yeah.
only like white men, don't go on a show where you can possibly fall in love with a fellow Asian man or a black man. Please stop doing this. It is really, really horrible because then you look stupid because it's like, well, damn, they're definitely going to frame you as a self hater. And then they look stupid because now
Yeah.
you're ruining their experience. Stop doing it, people. I'm begging you.
So I'll tell you a quick story. That kind of goes along with the Love is Blind thing. When I was a freshman in high school,
Mhm.
a friend of mine had a guy friend that lived out in Lehigh Acres, which is like not really that far from me. But when you're 15 years old, 14 years old, it seems like and you actually had to pay to call long distance at that time on the house phone because we didn't have cell phones. So anyway,
Mhm.
I was talking to this boy on the phone for quite some time, like for months on end, hours at a time. Luckily, we cracked a code so that you could actually call during and put this like code thing in, and then you didn't have to pay for the long distance. But anyway, I truly feel like he was one of my first loves because I didn't care what he looked like by the time I finally met him in person
Mhm.
because I had already gotten to know, even at that time, at such a young age, we got to know each other just by talking on the phone. And that's what we did back then. You know, you talked on the phone for hours on end, especially after, cell phones came out and after 9 p.m. because they were free. But, but to me, it gave me that hope with Love is Blind that, somebody would actually have an adult relationship and, fall in love, kind of like the way I did with Puppy Love. And yes, the first season was great. And they've had a couple
First season.
stories, but, a lot of them are just there's one story that I absolutely love. The couple, they're actually getting ready to have their second baby. The guy was a total nerd. She wasn't actually chosen. She wasn't proposed to. And then
Zach and Bliss.
one, huh?
Was
Yes,
it Zach
Bliss
and
and
Bliss?
Zach. They're getting ready to have their second baby now. Like, yeah, it was Zach and Bliss. So there are some of the couples that do work. And you know, the other show that was out was Married at First Sight, where the first
Mm-hmm.
season worked really well. And a couple of seasons, there's been a couple of people that have worked, but a lot of times these people try to get into it and they're not ready to get married. They don't know what they want out of life. They don't know what they want out of a partner, and they just ruin the whole entire thing for everybody watching. It's like, don't go on
Yeah.
these shows if that's not what you're ready for.
Like I have a
Be an
friend
adult.
who yeah, I told you I have a friend who was almost cast for the show, and she herself has talked
Mhm.
about how she was very close to being cast on the show, and she came really, really close. And she was like, it came down to the point, was she ready for marriage or not? And she openly said she's like, she's not ready for that. I just want people to stop going on this show knowing that you're not ready for marriage and you're not open minded. You're not, if you're not ready for marriage and you're not
Yeah,
open minded, don't go on the show. Stop going on the show
right.
because you're just embarrassing yourself.
Stop
You're
ruining it for
embarrassed.
us. Stay home and watch it yourself.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I feel like everybody's gonna be like, this Ohio season is boring. Y'all, I promise you, we are not boring. People from Ohio are the furthest thing from boring. Now, do I think people from the season
Yeah,
are
look
gonna
at
get
how
married?
entertaining we are.
Yeah, we are very entertaining. So let me just
We
go
are
through the
prime
couples
examples
that
of
are,
how entertaining
yeah.
Ohio can be.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go through the couples that are still together. Emma and Mike. Emma is, of course, the Asian woman that we were talking about that is self-hating. They are still
Yeah.
together. Christine and Vic, they are also still together. They and went to Malibu instead of Cancun. Amber and Jordan are still together. I told Christy a spoiler before the show about them. Bree and Connor still together on the show as of this time. Brittany and Devo. Devo is, of course, the
Mhm.
one who is a biracial black man who doesn't date black women, which crazy, but all right. And then Alice, Ashley and Alex are also still together as well. And Jessica and Chris broke up. Um Jessica and Chris, and then Kevin and Tyler and Kenya. Uh a whole love triangle. So again,
Yeah.
just I'm bored. I'm bored. Let's get to the last reality show, Traders.
Woo.
I knew it was going to happen. I told you he was going to be a great trader. I told everybody he was going to be a great trader. I want everybody who watches Traders and who hasn't watched it. Spoiler alert. Eric Nam is now a trader. What I say, Christy?
But he's freaking out because
He is freaking
like
out.
he doesn't know how to act now. And like I said, if like Christine is calling him out because she's Asian and she knows him.
Yep.
And she's like, this isn't how you were acting a couple days ago. And
yeah, she's like, he's clearly a trader, right? He's clearly a trader. And it's like, I can't help but to love him though.
I wonder if they're going to kill her.
Probably. She's probably
They're
the
gonna
next
have to.
murder. They have
Yeah.
no choice. He's gonna tell Rob that Christine is catching on to him. They kill Steven. Or they banish Steven. They banish Steven.
Yeah.
We talked about it. You were like, look, you said they had to get them off the scent. Look, I love me some Stephen Coletti. I was a Laguna Beach fan. I love me some Stephen Coletti, okay?
Yes.
He didn't deserve it. Now,
you know how long it took you to figure out that he was Stephen Coletti from Laguna Beach and not just some actor that they're saying he's an actor? I'm like, he's not an actor.
Well, he was in One Tree Hill. He was in One Tree Hill right after whatchamacallit.
That's what they keep saying.
Yeah.
I never watched
after
it.
Laguna Beach. He was. I promise. But Stephen Coletti was banished. I think they're gonna murder Christine. And I think by the way things are happening, we may have Rob be one of the most successful traders. This man, he has convinced himself
love him.
in the moment. He has convinced himself that he is a faithful. He is so convincing that and while he is a faithful, that he, of course, like the smart thing would be like Candace was a traitor. She voted for him twice as
Mhm.
a traitor. He has convinced them that he's not a traitor, that Candace just didn't like him. And I'm like, yo, she voted for him twice. Once was after Lisa was
Yeah.
banished. And I'm like, you know what, Robert?
And they haven't caught on yet.
No, they're so dumb. I said, you know what, Robert, your manipulation is so bad. But you got it. You got it here. I'm excited. I'm excited
It's
to
so
see how far
good.
Rob will go.
It's so good.
I think he has a great chance of winning because they are not catching on to him. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Eric is going to be caught on too. I
No.
think he's going to end up being banished from the castle before the end, but Rob
Oh,
may
yeah.
have a chance to really he's going to have a good chance to win. Who do you
Yeah.
think is going to be banished this week?
I think it's gonna be Johnny.
Think it's going to be Johnny? I
Yep.
think okay, so I think the murder is definitely going to be Christine. Definitely
Oh, yeah.
100%.
They're gonna have to.
Cuz yeah, definitely going to, and I think it either is going to be Johnny or it might be Tara.
Yeah.
Cuz these two are clearly friends. We all know they're best friends. We all know that he's like I think I'm pretty sure he's the godfather of her child. Like these two are very close.
Yeah.
They're going to
And
slip
they
up.
did it to everybody. And I think they'll get Johnny out first because it'll be easier to convince everybody to vote him out first. And then Tara will be a mess and not know how to handle herself the next however many days, whatever they're doing, in between showings. So if they don't murder her after that, I think she would be the next one banished.
Yeah. I think she's probably going to be banished next. I think unfortunately I can see Rob going all the way. I hate to say that. I can see him going all the way. He's that good
I
at
love
this
it.
game. He's that good.
Yeah, he is.
And the day they all find out is going to be crazy. But let's move on. What's your current internet obsession?
The Olympics. I'm watching everything I can on the Olympics. Because every time you turn on the TV, all you see is curling. So I got to go into Peacock and find ice skating and skiing and bobsledding. And I am obsessed with the Olympics. Anytime they are on, I get so excited. They're always on. I got yelled at for having them on the other day.
No. Okay, so you remember how
First, I
I
got yelled at
was
for having football on too much. Now I'm getting yelled at for having the Olympics on too much. This
you can't
man
help
needs
it.
to learn a lesson.
Can't help it. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my current internet
No.
obsession. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, people.
Are you
We all
still?
know
Are you
I
still?
love K dramas. I've watched another one. It's okay. I watched a whole one
Oh God.
yesterday. That's not what I'm that's not what I'm about to tell you about. I have discovered
Oh.
Chinese dramas. When I
Oh
tell you,
geez. That's gotta be
oh my
probably as good as
god.
Telemundo.
It's like okay, so I'm going to tell you about the one I just watched. So it's called Affinity. And it's it's so hard to explain it. Okay. So there is a Earth-like planet in 2051 that's been infected with like a virus. And there is a young woman and a man. This man meets her when he supposedly kills her parents. He goes to prison. He's in prison for 4 years. Something happens to where they meet again and he starts like sniffing her intensely because he is part of a race of people that has been infected by this virus called Ren, and his only cure is either these inhibitor shots or her. Christy, I promise you, the things I've learned about this show is ridiculous. I learned that the actors,
Oh,
so
good
there's
Lord.
a scene in the first 4 episodes where they're kissing for 2 minutes straight, and apparently they kissed for hours, and they kissed so much that their lips went numb. There's so many, like, behind the scenes
That's
things
how
where
I
you're
feel like the people on Love Island are.
like, there's behind the scenes footage of them that they used and they put in the show because they were so natural together. And I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like they had like the main character, the main male character has a pet dragon and he just I'm obsessed. I can't stop watching it. I'm obsessed. It's so bad, but it's so good.
I gotta
It's
stay
so
away
bad,
from the
but it's
Asian
so
TV.
good. Yo, it's so good. Like y'all don't understand. I'm obsessed. The K dramas are good. The K dramas are so good, but the Chinese dramas have me on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what is happening? I saw one the other day where a girl where they were arranged married and somehow her husband didn't know that she was her he got her pregnant and then she faked a miscarriage. I was like, what is going on? I'm obsessed. I can't help it.
Oh, good
I'm
Lord, girl.
obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, you are.
But Christy, we've come to the
Yes,
end
ma'am.
of the show. We've come to the end of the show.
Yeah, and of course it does that, right? As StreamYard starts working for
Starts
us.
working for
Oh,
us.
wait, never mind.
Yeah. Guys.
Oh, I love
You
it.
guys. We love you guys. Thanks to everybody for watching.
Thank you for bearing with us.
Thank you for bearing with all of our technical difficulties. I know this happens once every couple shows. It's gonna happen. We're still getting the kinks out. We're
Right.
actually next. You want to know something interesting, Chrissy? Next week is our 20th show.
20th.
20th show. We are 20 shows in. That is crazy. We are 20 weeks into this. That is.
We still have shit to talk about.
Right? We're 20 shows in. But like I said in the beginning of the show, follow Inside Edge Network on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. There's so many live shows. We released our lineup this week. We may have some new stuff coming. Tonight, we have the Guardians preview show from 10 to midnight. Then after that, we got Midnight Madness with Anthony Alford, AA. He started a new show. He is up at midnight. He does text us at midnight. Also, please visit allyrosefragrances.com where you can get 20% off your order using the code InsideEdgeNet20. You could stack it with other discounts. You can do whatever you want. Stack it on, people. Follow Jersey Chasers at Jersey Chasers Pod. You guys know where we are. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're wherever you get your podcasts from. I know I haven't posted the episode from last week, guys. It was my birthday. I literally left the show. I went, sat down, ate some food, and I have not touched my computer literally since then. Okay? I had
Good
a
for you.
ball.
Good for you.
I'm getting slow back into it, but the episodes will be posted tomorrow. I promise you guys. I promise we will be posted tomorrow. But we have to go. Again, tune in about an hour and a half. I will be back on the screen.
Yes.
I'll be joined by a cavalcade of other Guardians experts. We're going to talk about the Guardians. We're going to talk about all the stuff that's happening. We're going to give you a preview of the season. Shout out. Christy, I'm going to tell you something very interesting before we leave, before we get out of here. What do you think is the Guardians? What do you think is the Guardians win percentage of possibly winning the World Series next year? Where do you think they rank?
1% chance, huh? Well, I mean, I think they should probably have a little bit more than 1% chance. I mean, like 1 is awfully low. So if you are a betting person, you could bet now and make a pretty penny if they do.
The Guardians are a 0.2% chance of winning the World Series, somehow worse than the Orioles, Pirates, Royals, Rangers, and Twins. None of those teams that I just named made any of the playoffs, didn't win a division title, nothing. But they have a better
Well, wait,
winning percentage.
who said did they say the Guardians have a 0.2% whatever?
So this is according to Fangraphs. So the highest percentage to win the World Series again is the Dodgers at 27.3%. The next is the Braves, Mariners, Mets, somehow, Yankees, Tigers, Phillies, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Cubs, and then it goes Orioles, Pirates, Royals, Rangers, none of whom made the playoffs. Then it goes Brewers,
they're Indians haters.
Astros. Yeah, yeah, they really are. I don't understand this
Plain and
list.
simple, they're Indians haters.
Again, we're gonna get into it in about an hour. Not even hour and a half. But yes, we love you guys and have a great night.
Thank you.